All right.
Today I got back and I'm looking. I'm like, what is,
What's going on?
what is really going on?
Okay, so this
Oh, Friday looked like it was an amazing short day.
it was awesome. That was a nice day. Plus the rebound was good too. That double bottom here was just gravy. Perfect measured move and everything, dude. That was epical.
Epical? I don't know if that's a word, Jeremy.
Epical?
I'm not gonna tease you for it though.
I want to make my own word then.
That works. I like it. We'll start using it. Get a tattoo. We'll be good to go.
Yeah. We might get a 1-for-1 after all on this. Let this accumulation break. I'm going to leave this box up here. Speaking of tattoo, I know I was going to take the wife out on her birthday date to do the mini golf and good dinner thing. But then on our way to it, her tattoo artist called and said, "Hey, I have an opening today." Okay, let's go. So sat in the tattoo shop for, oh man, we got there at like 5 o'clock and we didn't leave till about 12:30.
Oh wow!
But she got the tattoo that she wanted done, and we just ate dinner at the tattoo shop while she was getting a tattoo because there's a barbecue place like 3 doors down.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And then she has this scar on her shoulder from having shoulder surgery repeatedly, and she decided to get the monster from Stranger Things tattooed on her as if it's coming out of the scar. Yeah. So the Demogorgon is coming out of the scar on her shoulder. It's pretty badass.
Yeah. You're getting old, Jeremy. You told us this story on Friday.
Did I really? Oh, damn. Sorry.
I didn't hear it. So there you go. Right. I have a scar.
I wasn't here on Friday, so.
There you go. Rehash it.
I hate tattoos. I hate them. But I have a scar on my left forearm that happened on my honeymoon in Barbados, and it's the shape of the island. And I'm like, I might have to get that tattooed just for...
That would be cool.
Barbados? Did you get the flag?
Yeah, well, I want it... Well, no, I want it like an old pirate map.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, so right over the scar.
Use the scar as margins. Yeah. Although some tattoo artists won't tattoo scar tissue because it's hard to get the ink to stay.
Go around the edges or something.
Right, you can shade the edges and the details in it. That works out good.
Anyway, that's my only tattoo. So now my husband thinks that since I want to get one, he can get one. He wants like a Leviathan on his back. I'm like, okay, you're going over the...
I'm getting a divorce. That's it. Yeah. I have my 3 god kids' names.
There you go.
That's pretty much. I got a couple small. I just like them small. I put them in hidden places, where nobody can see them.
We're setting up a mini Wu-Tang here. This is getting ready to go bullish real quick. Maybe if it breaks the pivot. We got a small trend here. We got the good old W bottom here, but that isn't really a big trend.
We've got some unfinished business to take care of here at 59 and a half and a poor low. I'm waiting to see that get taken out, and then I think long is the way to go. But the RTY is really on. Oh,
whoop! They rejected. Yeah, bam! They sold it right off.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, you got to be careful.
It never broke the resistance point.
Oh wow!
Didn't go in the box. It goes out of the box. Someone's talking. That's a news pop.
Something. That was 2 or 3 points both ways.
I'll look it up.
Let's see. Morgan Stanley just price target on Chipotle. Blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Oppenheimer just target on...
So I'm looking at 41.56 as a target. And on the top at 41.80.
I just see a bunch of price target adjustments by a bunch of different institutions. That's all I see.
ECB McCall speaks at 9:30. It could have been something that he said.
Oh, yeah.
Just at the end of his speech.
ECB garbage. This is never trade the setup, trade the break. It didn't break that key area, which is about 412.90, bottom of the box. If it can't get in there, this is what goes. Boom, quick rejection. Ooh. China warns of major military action in the Yellow Sea on Tuesday.
Uh-huh. That wouldn't do it, though. Nobody cares.
Isn't today tomorrow over there?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Is it already Tuesday there?
Yeah, it's already Tuesday.
Okay, maybe that's right now. Okay, cool. Buy the invasion, folks. Sorry, that's kind of a dastardly thing to say, but it's true. Usually stocks will rally on an invasion. Okay, I want to use the stream key to get on YouTube here, and it's not flying.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's not working.
I put them up yesterday. Let me check it out, though. I put them up on Friday. Let me see.
Yeah, it's not live.
Yeah, you're live.
Oh, just needed an update. There it goes. Okay. Well, hello, YouTube, if you've been listening. We've been ignoring you because we didn't know we were working. Well, I didn't. All right, this is kind of wedging out here. We've got a little angular happening here. And this can give us a quick 1-for-1. There we go. We're just touching the box now. Let me extend it. Nice. Incoming 1-for-1. There's the halfway. There's a micro liquidity zone here where this started to sell. So if the next bar can't open above the top of the close of this candle, then this will stop at halfway and come back to the pivot. Watch a 5-second chart, it'll tell you what's up. Half of that becomes, 412.77 here. Just a quick retracement. Bar did not open above that. Give it a moment though. There's that little pullback on Intel we were looking for. Let me see if the options are worth it yet. Yeah, I don't know about that that big call sweep on CCL there. That's interesting. $30 strike. That is just gonzo, dude.
NASDAQ playing around the zero line, huh? It's just dancing up and can't make a decision.
Yeah, that had to be someone's giant covered call. That's what that is, dude. I mean, May 19th, it gapped down quite rapidly. I mean, that didn't take long. Just a couple, 3 weeks. But May 19th expiration, $30 call? Are you kidding me? What's that even worth? Let me go have a look. Options, May 19th expiration. Dude, that's not even trading. What the hell? The top call I see is $17. Ouch. I'm not sure what the hell that was about. That was an interesting one, though. Alright, so the Yellow Sea, not near Taiwan. Don't know what the heck's going on with China here.
Everything going negative at the moment.
China provoking in Yellow Sea could be the tipping point to Japan announcing nuclear capability. Whoa, which would be China's worst nightmare. Yeah.
I thought Japan was already nuclear capable. I thought that was part of like the I thought
Yeah,
the U.S. was storing nuclear bombs on Japan, which is the same thing as Japan being nuclear capable, right?
pretty much. But it would be who's in control of it.
Yeah. I suppose the radiation gets hidden by Hiroshima and Okinawa.
There you go. Yeah, that's where they're working on it.
Or Nagasaki, sorry.
Yeah, thanks to the Fukushima incident, we all have at least what was it, 0.000 whatever rads of cesium-23 in our blood today.
Oh. I'm feeling lucky.
We're breaking the wedge. We didn't make that whole box. We rejected at about the halfway point. Look for a pullback to this key pivot down here, 412.15.
Yeah, ADDQ, volume D, volume Q, everything is looking negative. This would probably be a good. I'm not going to say it. I don't want to jinx it.
See, new stricter battery sourcing tax credit rules that take effect Tuesday cut credit for Tesla Model 3 standard range rear drive to the tax credit they're talking about, $3,750.
Mhm.
But other Tesla models will retain the $7,500 EV credit. Interesting. I'll check out Tesla in a minute here. They announce earnings this week too, don't they? Yeah, the 19th.
Yeah.
Sweet. I got a condor on Tesla. Out to May 19th expiration, in fact. All right, I'm going to try and get to the bottom of that CCL, or Carnival Cruise Line, covered call business as soon as I can.
Is that a Norwegian? Are they based in Norway, or is it? It's U.S.
Carnival and Norwegian. Oh, are they based out of Norway? I think they are. Let me see. I can find out real quick.
I know that the Norwegian cruise line was. They had a big uptick in customers.
Ah. Let's see. The company was founded in 1972 and is headquartered in Miami, Florida.
Miami. No, that was the other one.
I thought it was a Floridian
Yeah,
company, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Reaching for the pivot. Might get a bearish 1-for-1 here. Puts us right on that pivot. Found some liquidity here though. Interesting. This is a Monday, and it's kind of weird because we're not happy with any particular price targets. We're just looking for the opening range
Yeah,
break.
we haven't taken out our overnight low on either side either, or our overnight range. We've been really tight.
And I think
Yeah.
this is very typical of a big earnings week, and a lot of banks are announcing this week, as well as a few bigger companies too. So this can be the start of consolidation before or the calm before the storm, so to speak, where you get lots of big price action coming into the later part of the week, starting about tomorrow. So today we're likely to be kind of ranging around here. I don't see much of a setup for a trend day other than maybe retracement to Friday's midpoint, which is right about where we are, 411.80 to like 412.15, somewhere in that range is about the center point. If it stays here all day, cool, because we can build one hell of a condor on SPY with that if you wanted. And when you get the big action, that's when the implied volatility creeps up. So it can be a buy high, sell higher implied volatility week, but the expiration is going to be crucial. You're going to want to probably use next week expiration, Monday or Tuesday, for trades that you're going to do overnight today and tomorrow, just because it'll have a slightly lower implied volatility on them as opposed to ones that expire this week.
RQY still pushing. I wonder what that is. Um,
And I need to look at it in Intel for an options setup. Let me see. Pullback is just about finished. Let's see here.
Bed Bath & Beyond up 16% today.
Probably a short squeeze.
Yeah.
That thing was in the toilet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
definitely.
keeps
a
getting
short squeeze.
flush, but it just won't go down.
Yeah, I was back when that thing was starting to go parabolic. I was like bearish as hell, waiting to short the pop on it. It was back here. Yeah, I was back in this mess somewhere. It was a while ago. Or was it here? Maybe it was here. Yeah, that's where I had all the levels. Yep. Okay. I went and took some put credit spread or call credit spreads and put debit spreads into this a little bit. I knew it wasn't going to stay up here. That's for damn sure. That itself was a big ass short squeeze. Yeah, never go chasing a snake into the grass, so to speak. When you see something that just looks like a trap, it is a trap. It will suck you into the grass where it has the best knowledge of the territory it's in, and it will bite you. Shake Shack, I haven't traded that in forever. So Truist just adjusted price target on Shake Shack to 68 from 67, maintains a buy rating on it. That's a
What's
fairly
Shake Shack? I don't even know what it is.
This is a fairly successful business. Looking at this trend from the 2 hour though, that puts current price target of about 55.70 for a 50% retracement. If it breaks that, sure, it can go back up to like 58, but raising it to 68, that's higher than it's ever been, I think. Let me see. Oh, maybe it was higher. Ah, okay. Here's your weekly. So this is kind of interesting. There's your 2 leg, there's your 3rd leg. Full on retracement would put it, yeah, about 68. That's pretty good. I can agree with that price target. Right in that neighborhood, just in this accumulation. That could be a decent swing trade
Hey,
setup.
good morning, Bullish Bears.
Morning, man. How you been?
Hanging in, bro. How you doing?
Better by the minute. Eventually finding an answer to this garbage trend we have this morning.
This barcode we got going on this
Yeah.
morning?
It's all over the place. I mean, we had a quick 3-bar on the 5-minute chart, like a little Busby trade. This one right here, that was easy. That's about all we got today so far. Everything else has been kind of ticky-tack. Just not really good setups yet. Got a potential for a double bottom here on a 1-minute chart, though, so watch the line. Cool. I might look for an
Dollars
options
climbing.
play. Shake Shack. I'm just seeing tons and tons and tons of different price adjustments from different institutions. That's about all I got.
Yeah. Dollar just put a new high since the open.
Huh.
Yeah, I got this AOI area of interest on ES. Was it 4160 to 4170 or 4060 to 4070? Where we are right now? It's about like an 8-point range, but obviously we're stuck in that range. I'm going to be looking for some type of break above or below and a reclaim of that zone to enter going in that opposite direction.
The 2 angulars from our wedge here converge right where we're at. So yeah, we either got an A to B of let's see, bull side 412.95 or bear side would be back to control at about 412.40. So far we just broke R1. This is R1 right here. There's your bull move coming up. Close that as a doji, and we get a bar spinner bar back up to this pivot here. So far the 5
Oh,
second
what a
agrees
choppy
with it.
day, dude.
Yeah, this is not the best trading day, but I'm looking at a few decent swing trade setups. Particularly, I'm looking for an options play on Intel Corp. Long term, I've got that $36 price target on it. 1-for-1 would put us there on this right here. Got to break this resistance here at about 32.70 first, so it can be a speculative play for continuation. And the Wolf Wave puts us up here on a weekly chart, so it's right in range. Super long term, a 50% retracement of the entire weekly trend here would put you up here at like 45 bucks, but that ain't gonna happen right away. That's gonna be months down the road. If it continues, as long as this can break resistance here, this doesn't become a pop and drop bear flag and break over here. So we gotta get above, realistically, 33.50 to have a shot at that $36 target anyway. So if it can't break that, watch for it to pull back to key support down here around 30 bucks. So it can be decent for a call debit spread swing trade, and then just make sure you cut your losses quick if that thing starts to go against you. And the best part of a debit spread is being able to mitigate risk. And if you catch it at just the right price range, you can get relatively low delta on that. So if it does start to move against you, it doesn't hurt as bad. But when it starts moving with you, it really gains in an exponential way. So something to kind of consider on that for best possible trade to be in with the least amount of risk. I'm all about that because I learned how to trade frugally from day one. Looking at spreads on that though, right now we got high implied volatility on the opening. Obviously it's pushing those even May 19th expiration up a little bit higher than they should be. I think towards the middle of the day, if we can accumulate, we might have an opportunity to catch a good entry on a swing trade for May 19th expiration debit spread. If you wanted to go sooner, you could go to May 5th, but I don't think I want to play that game because that doesn't give me a lot of time to let this work out. So I'm going to look and see if it can hold the 200 period today on the 1 minute chart around 31 to 90 to 32 bucks, somewhere in that neighborhood. If it can accumulate here a little bit longer, that implied volatility will fall off, and you might be able to get a dollar wide for less than a dime, which is still a bit high in risk for my taste. I'd rather have at least a $2 wide for a dime. That being said, you don't have to be at the price target with the long side of your spread. You can be just a strike or two above it and take the percentage swing on the move. So it doesn't have to expire in the money. Doesn't even have to expire at the money. You don't want to hold it to expiration anyway. You just want to capture the move and be on the right side of the trade. So if you wanted to, you could go for like a $37.38 wide for a little less than a dime. 38's selling for about 16 cents. 37's buying for about 24 cents. You can maybe make that work. That's an 8-cent risk on a dollar wide. Or if you wait a little while, you could have a $37.39 for about a dime, which would be the better deal. So if that $37 call can come down a couple pennies, down to like 21, 22 cents, that 39 should stay at about 11 for a while. Might even drop to 10, so you can get a 10-cent risk on that. That would be the style that I would trade it. As far as Shake Shack here goes, I want to look at a swing on that too, because that looks like it could get pretty good price action out of this. Morning. We're talking options while we're waiting for Chop to settle on the opening range, and we should be able to have one more good trade.
I can see that it's a lot of chop.
Yeah. This is risky to try and trade this garbage. I mean, we got a decent little double bottom here. It went back to the pivot. slow enough to where you could trade it, but I'd rather have a better setup. Might get it here.
Yeah, NQ pushing strong past its VWAP, but it did that this morning and it rejected, so we will see.
Yep.
My opinion, it's got to hold 1300 and 13180. I'd say if NQ holds 13180 on this 5 minute, see where ES could hold. Would like ES over 4168 to target 4172 for a quick scalp, and then a hold to watch it pop above that previous chop that we were in pre-market when Sunday opened.
Boom. We're back in the box. Here's your next resistance point, 413.05. Possible 1-for-1 on the 5-second chart would take us to 413.40. I do like Shake Shack though, damn it. Don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that one.
VIX is at new year-to-date lows, which is super bullish. Although, in my opinion, the market does sort of need some room to breathe. So, with VIX being so low, we really got to see if VIX breaks below those 1765. That would be yet another new year-to-date low on VIX.
Nice.
Another bullish confirmation.
We're back in the box, but we're wicking it. I don't like that at all. I'm gonna wait. Intel, look for a pullback about here to the 8 period, 32.17.
I'm liking longs right here because we are at VWAP support, above VWAP on NQ and ES, but we're sort of near the top of the zone on ES, and getting up here would also be buying at the high, and that's not in the plan.
Yeah, don't buy the high. Let's see if I can find a spread on Shake Shack real quick. Damn,
There's
those
a
are
big
some
divergence with the ADD now.
those are some expensive options on that sucker. Wow.
What's going on with ADD?
ADD is falling while ES is rising, right? In the last, over the last, what do we say, since 10. So it's just a bearish divergence.
I can't find a decent spread on Shack. I'm going to ignore it. That'd be an equity trade for me. Let's have a look at IWM.
I have ADD dropping in the past. Oh yeah, right. That's what you said. Yeah, that's weird. But the drops haven't been strong enough. Something I like to watch on ADD, if I'm using it to help me with trend trading, is I'll want like 100 or 200 point move within a 3-minute span, and that's enough strength for me to consider it like a trend. But this only moved
It's not much of a
100. Yeah, like 50 points, maybe 70 points.
Yeah.
Might get almost half of our 1-for-1 coming up here to 413.20 would be the target. About the middle of the box again. If we follow through with that, might get a 2-for-1 and peak it at about 413.50 or 413.40. See what this 1-minute candle does. And watch that 5-second for a cross back below that 20. Because we've got most of a 1-for-1 out of this. See if it'll let me draw a box. Nope, disappears. Buggers. That box would be about here. It peaked 413.15. Got a high and tight pennant on the 1-minute starting up. Yeah, we could finish the 1-for-1 to 413.20. IWM throwing up a doji up here though.
NQ seems stronger than ES at the moment. Something to note. Oh, that was a quick rejection on NQ. We could just dump the next candle, fake out all the people who just went long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I ran
You know what I'm
into
saying?
Trace in Walmart yesterday. He hasn't been on here in a while. He's been busy with work. He's turned out to be a pretty good options trader. All right, quick Busby 3-bar here. Target right back to 413.08. Done. And what's next? I think we're going to finish off this little pennant here and possibly push on the 4th bar. It'll either break out or break down back out of the box. There's your 5-second Busby. Target 413.04. Not even a 1 point on the ES, unfortunately. It's like a half a point. Maybe 3 or 4 ticks. Done. All right. Let this 1 minute candle close, and the next candle should open right at the base of this candle, right around 412.97, 98.
Jeremy, you trading futures?
Getting ready to. I'm waiting for the. I got to do the transfer into. What the hell is that broker?
Optimus
Apex?
Futures.
Which one? Optimus.
Optus.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
use Optimus. For some reason I couldn't get Plaid to verify my bank because I forgot my password
Oh yeah, well that's not so weird.
on Friday. I was trying to get it going so I could have it ready this week, and I went to go and reset password, and then it threw a bunch of crap out of me and locked me out of my app for my bank to access on my phone. I'm like, damn it! So I just haven't had time to deal with it yet. I'll try and deal with it today. IWM setting up a pop off of this accumulation. We might get a 1-for-1 out of that, run us up to about 178.50. So that's looking bullish for the moment. Got to break this pivot first, though. And I'm going to draw it right on here.
Yeah, real estate's trending up again. IWM is overweight real estate and industrials.
Yep.
And they're both up on the day, and utilities. So they're all up. So it's a good.
Also, a lot of regional banks
Good
in
note.
IWM, so that's your
Yep.
grain of salt to go with it.
Yeah.
All right. So we didn't get the 3rd bar open at the base of this bar, but we did get the 4th bar open at the base of this bar. We're at critical support. Either this will snap down or snap out. It's looking like we're going to set up another 1-for-1, but be cautious here because a lot of times this can be a bull trap. So you want to see it break previous resistance of about 413.08 before you really get into that. And you're expecting the finish move to about 413.40, which isn't huge, but hey, that's a 4 point on the ES, so might be able to capture about 3 of the 4 points on that move. Otherwise, if it breaks the base of this box with a close, down she goes 1-for-1 to the bottom of the trend or bottom of the channel, right around 412.40. So either way, you can trade a break, but don't get mixed up in the setup yet. It's still pretty choppy. All right, so Shake Shack. Options are just freaking ludicrous. I won't even mess with them. That would be an equity trade for sure. Let's see what else we got here. And it's a whole bunch of price adjustments from the institutions. That's all I see on that news ticker. There we go. 1-for-1 coming up. Watch for the break. I'll use my cursor to highlight it. Gotta get above that 413.08 zone.
41.74.25 is my target. We break above 41.69. It's a wrap. And we get those 4 points there.
There you go. Get it. Nope, rejection. 5
Consolidation.
seconds. 3, 2, 1. Close. We're still in a pennant though, so just wait for a break. It'll eventually break this little mini range here. It'll either break down and run. We got 2 zones. We got one here. I'll just draw them with segment lines because they're easier to move. And we got one here. Pretty easy trades on the break. The other upper range would be a 1-for-1. And that was first 413.40. Or the top of the box, which would be about 413.55. There's your breakdown. First target going to be met. Done.
Yeah, volume's falling out. Then.
450. Boom.
Nice work. That's your 50% retracement of this trend. Done. If it cracks this after 2 accumulating bars on the 1 minute, it can run for the second target. Quick little 2-pointer right there in that bar. So now this can either set us up a bearish 1-for-1, this trend here, there's your accumulation, or it can get a revision back to resistance, which is now at about 412.94.
We got strong bearish divergence on NQ. NQ sort of dumped like 2 minutes before ES started to on that candle. It's still dumping now. You guys are checking it out. Definitely a big thing I use when I trade SPY or ES is to be watching NQ as well, watching it swing high, swing lows, where it's at in comparison to them. Is NQ closer to its previous low than ES is, vice versa? That's also how you find divergence. It's a good trade confirmation divergence, you know, is if ES is more bullish, then I'll look for a bull play on ES. And Q is more bearish, I'll look for a bear play on NQ. That type of thing.
Yep.
Back up. Watch this. This can be a
You
pop.
sure the Dow also?
We can
Not so much with the Dow. The ES and NQ share similar stocks. NQ's more tech though, so basically the top 10 stocks in NQ make up for 55% of NQ, and ES the top 10 stocks make up about 28%, which is still a lot. So it's definitely good to watch those top 10 stocks for ES SPY too. But they have a heavier weight on NQ, so you'll see a reaction on NQ sometimes a bit sooner than ES. Because it's mainly those top 10 stocks.
Yeah.
All right.
And Google's kind of swinging everything around right now. Google's one of the ones that's one of the top 10 in both of them, right? And they were down 3.6, and they went up to 2.5, down minus 2.5. Now they're down to minus 3.2 again. So it looks like Google's kind of dragging them around right now.
For sure. That's another thing I like to do is look for relative strength. If you like to trade equities or options trading, on equities, you watch those top 10 stocks. A good trick is if you look at the percent change, the day-to-day percent change, whichever has the largest percent change, whether it's negative or positive, is the one with the most relative strength. So like, let's say Tesla's having a better day than Microsoft. If I check the relative strength 15 or 20 minutes into the market, you'll see that percent change is stronger on Tesla than Microsoft. So it'll give you an idea like, hey, listen, the volume's here, it's pushing bigger, it's pushing stronger, check this one out. And one of the rules I made for that is if it's relatively strong, I could only go long. And you throw that comparison with ES and NQ because you want those going with the same trend. And it's 3 confirmations right there.
Right.
How do you see that relative strength you're talking about?
Divide the change of the equity by the change of the index.
Right.
Let me
I don't know if that's how you do it.
let me send a screenshot real quick of what I'm talking about. basically I
I've
have
heard
a
people talk
watch
about relative
list
strength,
set.
and I'm like, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I
So
got you. I'll
go
send a
ahead.
screenshot real quick.
As I mentioned, one of the
Oh yeah,
things that kind of plays into most price action traders is you go with the direction of the trend, and that relative strength tells you what's more likely to be in the direction. So, like if you're having a day where you're slowly but surely trending up bullish, you want to make mostly bullish trades that day. You don't want to mess around with many of the pullbacks. Whereas if it's trading mostly bearish, you trade mostly bearish that day. All right, there was our rejection right off this tweezer here, right back to 50% retracement line, and we could set up a quick 1-for-1 right down to the low of the channel down here. Looking like it's
Wow,
about to break.
Netflix rolled over. Netflix rolled over big time, and
Yeah.
so did Tesla.
Boom, there we go. I've got a
whoever was asking before, I posted a screenshot. Basically, I watch a watch list, and you're able to use with TOS on the watch list. You're able to break it down by percent change, the day percent change, not like a year-to-date percent change, just today's percent change.
right.
And whichever is at the top, which would be for me right now, I have the bearish on top. So you pointed out Google is at negative 3.2% today. That's definitely a bigger change than Meta, which is at negative 0.7%. So that's like a small change. So at that point, I'd say, let me check Google. That's got a bigger difference. What's going on there? And then vice versa for the other side. BA today is up nearly 2%, where the second closest is Tesla, which is up 0.7%. So I would probably want to go with BA at that point.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Got it.
Yep. And basically, also you throw that into conjunction with, would I go long on ES or NQ right here? Are we at a trend? Or what are we doing? You know, if we're bullish on ES and NQ, then there's really no point in trading the one that's the least bullish. You know what I'm saying? So you would go down to the list and you would find the most bullish one. And if we're bullish on ES and NQ, usually it's something like Microsoft or Tesla, something with a high ATR, Amazon even.
Right. Good stuff.
Got it.
Yeah.
The higher the ATR, the better, because sometimes you get a lot better range trades out of that. That's what makes Amazon
Yeah, so
so.
Johnny, I should have closed those Tesla and Amazons when I was positive on it. I'm $16 on the red right now.
Oh man.
I forgot about it. I forgot about them last 2 weeks, and I'm like, oh shit. Yeah.
That's the thing.
Still
Like
got
when it
those
comes to
up.
those spreads, you gotta trade them when they are profitable. Take it. It's yours.
Yeah.
Especially with the
Like
percentage you
I'm
get.
12 bucks red on the Amazon and 16 on Tesla right now. So I might just let them expire useless because there's no
Yeah.
profit taken for me here.
They're not gonna go
I
anywhere.
mean, unless Tesla totally messes up on earnings, I don't know. Maybe I'll hold on to this. You know?
Well, if I'm being honest, I have a condor on Tesla. I'm not bullish or bearish on it. I'm neutral. So I've got May 5th expiration, kind of short term. They announce earnings on the 19th, and today's the 17th. All I do is wait till then.
Yep.
It just needs to move. I don't care what direction, but I know it'll move big after earnings. It typically does. It's very rarely neutral on earnings day. It happens, but it's rare. With that, I'm also in a condor on IWM. Currently, it's balanced, like literally balanced to the number. One goes down, the other one goes up. They're equal. And I'm sitting on that because I know a lot of regional banks announce earnings this week, and that's where a lot of them lie, is in IWM. So I can be on either side of that. Looking at a couple other things that I'm messing with. That Silvergate is kind of interesting. It's at a low point where I think if it had enough short interest, it could become a quick short squeeze on that. And I'd like to see it hit about $5. Trading about $1.60 right now. There's our 1-for-1. It broke that as I was talking about something else, and then hit what? Our critical pivot. This is the bottom of that old ass gap on the 4-hour chart.
Scalped it a little bit of that.
To the
Whoa.
number. This is
Whoa, that was a dumper.
a strong
Good thing that
area.
my order never got triggered at 41.69.50. I was waiting, you know. Wow.
Cog line at 41.31, 41.32. Is that our next expected target?
I
you get
have 41.54.
If you get a full bearish move out of that,
Yep. I have 41.54, 41.49, and 41.47 for today's ADR.
hold the phone.
So those are the 3 short targets. But we're just on the bottom of the box again. You know, we found some liquidity right on the bottom of the box, and we're right back into the box.
That was that
We're
liquidity
right
zone
at
I
the,
deleted
you know,
earlier. That's
we're
right in the
right
middle.
at the open. We're right back to the open. You know, it's like
Yeah.
we're 3 points away from the open there.
Let me go into something real quick. So go to my 4-hour chart, and I'll just show it again because this funky green line here is the bottom of a gap. This funky green line up here is the top of a gap. It goes all the way back here. And it was between the 819 and 822 of last year. So this gap here is what we're trading in. That's our range, right? So this is a critical support. That'd be a critical resistance. And if we break out one side or the other, we get 1-for-1s either way. Pretty typical. So come back to today. See, it's been a resistance before.
Oh, I see.
Now it's been broken. It's a support. So let's
You
go.
know where we bounced? We bounced at the 60-minute, 20 on the 60-minute.
Right.
That's exactly where we bounced right there.
And on Friday, we had an accumulation there for a bullish 1-for-1, right? So we're right back to the middle of that. So this counts as a 50% retracement of Friday's close. So we can bounce here and run back up, but this is our critical support zone at 412.15.
Doesn't feel like we're gonna bounce.
Nope, it feels like we're going to get a bearish
Yeah.
1-for-1 actually. Might
We
retrace.
just
got
barely
noticed.
broke the overnight low, and we just broken the IB range, but it looks like we want to go down.
Yeah, we might
It's
hit 411
building.
here. Here it goes. We broke the
But
pivot.
oh,
Down she goes. Bearish 1-for-1, 411 target.
Yeah, good call.
I took a short on the RTY right as we started to make that turn. It's looking good.
Bam, key pivot. Smash
Very
over.
nice.
Watch
I'll
this
be looking
momentum.
for a retest of 4159 if we get that on ES to go short. NQ is in 30-minute demand right now that we bounced off of before, but we just got to see how it closes. I like the 1 hour on ES, the a drop-based drop, as long as this candle closes much lower, or at least where it's at.
Bam. Order filled. Muhahaha. Trying to find the next decent wheel trade to go in for a demonstration on. And I'm torn between 3 different things. I still have that short list from last week that I posted on Pelotrash or Peloton. Open that real estate thing. It's kind of hanging around a midpoint. And then another one that has really high options options premium for what it is MARA, Marathon Digital. And currently it's set up for a bullish 1-for-1 on the daily chart. Let me get that going here. I'll take off IWM. This thing has incredible options premium. So like you could really sell some very overpriced options on this, sit them out for a while and let time eat them up. But we're setting up. We got leg one. Accumulation was long on this thing. Finally broke out of its bull flag. It's already made most of that move, right? So let's draw the box. Throw that up on top. Done. Okay. So now we've got a pullback here, and if it breaks out, have a look at the weekly. We've got a range here. So if we break this range, which will be the weekly, just under the weekly 200, about 14 bucks, we could see a long-term bullish move on that thing. And if it goes
So if
for...
we close, oh, sorry, Jeremy.
That's okay. Go for next pivot, like 28 is kind of the high range, or there's a median right here at about 24.50. That's 100% return on that break, right? So we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, it's got tons of option premium. So if you wanted to wheel trade that, if you got the capital to run at least 200 shares of that, you can make a few bucks. All right, go ahead. Oh, Kevin, you were saying something?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say if we close above 159 on that previous candle, I think we closed on 159, I'd be bullish back into this ES range. But the way VIX is looking, not liking any type of bull play. I think who said it before? Invest.
I don't know.
Rule one, invest.
Oh, yeah,
Get
yeah.
a good call on the shorts.
That was a good break.
I'll be back in there.
We're back above
No,
that
I
pivot,
was saying
though.
how you had a good call for
Cursing me
the
again?
short.
That's what we're here for.
Right? Damn you.
That takes me back to like
I think we have higher to go in the indices, but I think we're due for a pullback. If you step back and you can't, sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees. We're pausing here at this 4,200. We're not quite getting up there. And in the Elliott wave world, we've essentially had a 5-wave move off the low from October. So we're due for a little corrective wave. Now, whether or not we hold those lows, that would be then a 3-wave move up, and we could go a lot higher this summer. So I'm being very cautious, but I'm shorting the market. Of course, I'm a perma bear most of the time anyway, but I don't think it's going to last, the short side. So be very careful shorting it.
Yeah, it's like I was saying, the long term is, you go to that weekly chart and zoom way the hell out on SPY. That's one big ass cup and handle. So if we're going to trend here, the bias is a little bit more bullish than bearish, and it goes to the two rim lines. So you got your first rim line here up at like 447. Second rim line would be about 460. That's insane, but it's looking like follow through is possible once it breaks this zone, and it's right at that stinking zone. So just 416 is all it takes to get up to that push to 420, and then bam, we trend off. Or if we break bearish here, this becomes your accumulation. That's your leg one. Ouch. So if this fails to be a cup and handle, and it turns out to be okay, all these doomsayers, saying great recession's coming, yada yada, whatever. A bearish 1-for-1 on that is incredible. Remains to be seen, but the bias for now is still more bullish than bearish in the long term. That's the whole point of them setting up a an ETF that's short Jim. I love that. One moment here. I'm going to try and sell a couple options. I'm going to do something silly on MULN. See if it fills. I think that thing is going to test 9 cents a share today. And if you look at the puts on January 17th of 25, long time away. I'm setting a limit order at 48 cents a piece on those, which would put an assignment cost basis of 2 cents a share. And the reason being is if some idiot assigns me on those things, I get a 2 cent per share cost basis. If they don't, I got a long-term investment in something that might make it somewhere. Maybe. Either way, it's about the lowest risk you could possibly put into a penny stock that's trading at 10 cents. A 2 cent share cost. Okay. Something kind of silly, but you know what? If it goes to zero, I'm not going to give a damn. I lose, what, $2 per contract? Whoop-de-doo, Basil. What else is new? Going back to setting up some condors. I'm just kind of setting up condors. I've been setting them up since about middle of last week, just going into this week's earnings. And primarily I'm focused on IWM condors. I do have a SPY condor on, but I'm not going to see much fruit from that. I think IWM is going to be the better deal. I also have a condor on Tesla because all that thing has to do is move violently and I will do well. Both of those condors that I'm running on Tesla and IWM are balanced, not moving anywhere. They're perfectly neutral. I was able to play into price action to overlap them a little bit. The one on SPY that I have, it's just starting to fall short, so I'm just going to kill it all. I'll roll that out maybe later if price continues to go sideways in a channel today. I'll probably have an opportunity to do that. Or if I really want to get fun, I can go with Tuesday expiration and just go single contracts and roll them on the channel to where I can convert those into debit spreads for a net credit. It's kind of another neat trick I like to do. Because then I have a risk-free position that is actually negative risk, sets up a condor, and I don't have to worry about it. It's one of those can't lose situations. Let's see, Kevin, did your audio drop out or did you bail?
I've been on mute, huh? You guys haven't heard from me in a while either.
Yeah,
I've been talking to you. I was just like, oh, look, nobody's responding to me. I'm feeling bad.
Everybody went
I just
home.
looked down at the screen and I saw I was on mute.
Into my world.
I was all alone.
I was like, wow, that was the fifth time I said something and nobody responded back to me.
Who cares?
We just don't care what you say, man.
That's what it was. I was like, that's really sad that I didn't think to check that about the fact that it was on mute or not faster. But yeah.
So interestingly, more or less we broke that gap pivot down here, that 412.14 that I have printed here so boldly, well, in a weird funky color that I don't normally use. We broke it, but we're back above. And now we've got the retracement back in here. Actually, if you count this as your trend, the retracement's done here. So we might get an accumulation here for one last shot at a bullish 1-for-1, which would put your target up here.
We got one more in us this morning. Another push up.
Right? 1-for-1s are about all we could hope for in this market condition. Up until the end of this week, I think we're going to be stuck trading a bunch of 1-for-1s, if I'm being honest.
We're in a really tight range. What is this? Less than 15 points for the day?
Yeah.
So the dollar is still trending up, though, huh?
Interestingly enough, yeah, IWM's been kind of, or not IWM, UUP. Let me get UUP up here, which I use to trade the dollar index. Bullish 1-for-1 from Friday. Boom, just about done. And this is where I'm looking to maybe sell some credit spreads if the moment's right. I can sell 50 cent wide credit spreads for like 49 cents at the money or in the money when it's volatile like this. And the reason being is all it has to do is move one of those out of the money and it pays. And if I get the strikes at the money, all it has to do is just move slightly out of the money. I used to do that as a hedge for when I would have swing trades on SPY going short. I would be selling credit spreads on the dollar so that if it had one of these pullbacks, and when the dollar goes down, SPY tends to go up typically, right? So if I'm in a situation where I'm short SPY, I have a credit spread on UUP to hedge me so that if the dollar pops out of nowhere or if the dollar drops out of nowhere, I can get a real quick recovery from my swing trades that I'd hold overnight on SPY. Well, I don't really swing trade SPY much anymore unless it's with a condor or maybe a debit spread. So I don't have much use for these hedged positions on UUP anymore, but that doesn't mean I can't still trade them. So it takes a long time for this thing to grind around. This is a daily chart. It takes forever for this stupid thing to move enough to be moving within a 50 cent range, for that matter. So it's like you've got to sell these where the expiration's just right. Otherwise, you don't get 48, 49 cents for a 50-cent wide spread. But when they do hit, sometimes you'll get a 50 cent move, like when you have a really big gap down day like here we had. Gosh, almost 40 cents. Well, no, 30 cents more or less on this big drop here. That's enough to where if you had a spread on this, it would put one leg in the money, one leg out of the money, and then you get the difference. So typically that would make, for a 1 or 2 cent risk, you'd get probably anywhere from 25 to 50 cents back on that. So that's a pretty damn good percentage return on a really tiny risk. That's the whole reason for messing with those. I'm looking at the 20 period here on a daily chart, and if this pops up and rejects up there, I might get lucky and be able to sell a call credit spread and probably end up with, if I find the right length here, 27.50 to 28. Maybe if it pops up to here, I might be able to get that for 48 cents. All right, SPY setting up, kind of looking like a double bottom here. Didn't quite get that bullish 1-for-1, but we've tested that low again. If it breaks the low, sure, we can get a 1-for-1 to the bear side down here to 411. 411.40, 411 even. Or we can get a quick push back up to the 50%, which is right in here, about 412.50. So watch your 5-second chart, confirm your 1-minute move. I feel like someone's muted again.
Yeah. No, I wasn't muted now. I'm just, I was looking at PRST. It was just a penny stock. That's taken off. It's there's lots of healthcare biotech stuff. This is this one isn't it Presto Automation. It's actually I have no idea what it is. But there's a lot of healthcare stocks which are just ripping for some reason.
Nice.
I was actually trying to look for a reason for it.
All right, SPY, let's see if you give us a bounce.
Yeah, this really is looking double bottoming on the indices, huh?
Yeah, I'm looking at
it's
a
doing.
nice Wu-Tang setup on Q to boot. Push
Mm.
back to 318.
Yep.
Oh, let's see. Which one's better to trade right now, Q or SPY? It's kind of in no man's land. Let's see if I can get a 0-day credit spread open.
Dollar putting in a doji on the 1 minute and failing to make a new high. Pick all trending up.
Boom.
And
Q might make that move to 318 here. There's also a control bar. So we got, think of this as just your ordinary double bottom. L1, H1, L2. H1 just broke. Watch for a quick test. Target's up here top of this bar. Looking at a 317.80. See if we get continuation on that. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll get a 0-day long call off a bounce like this, and then when it hits my target, I'll sell the next strike above it. And if it expires in the money, I get the full width of the spread. If it expires worthless, I keep whatever credit I got for selling the short call against it. And the idea is to try and make it so that you sell the short call for more than you paid for the long call. That way you have a can't lose position. It can't lose the credit that you got for the spread, but it sets you up in a position that can make up to the full width of the spread. So if it's $1 wide, you literally have a negative risk on a chance at making a $100 return, plus the premium you captured on the credit. Kind of a neat flip. Some call that a swap strategy, but it's not really a swap strategy. Swap involves more or less starting with a debit spread and then doing the same strategy. You just sell a credit spread against it or swap it into a butterfly.
because I need to jump off and speak to one of these guys.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later, Edmund.
Yeah, and I'll keep you guys, you and Lucian posted. I'm still reaching back out to the folks over at TradingView, trying to get that deal set up. So as soon as I can get them on a call, I will get, if I can, get you and Lucian on a call. That'd be awesome.
Oh man, yeah. If you want us, you can. Otherwise, just run with it, man. But yeah, I'll talk to you later, man.
So I think it'd be great if
figure
all
it
three
out.
of us were talking to him.
Sure, man. We can do it.
Right on. All right, man. Have
Cheers,
good.
man.
Cheers.
Later. You too.
I'll probably hang out for a few more minutes, and then I gotta get some stuff done in the background. And like I said, I'm gonna try and set up a line of communication with Mr. Tuttle over there, the dude who made the SGEM ETF. I think that'd be an interesting deal, is to build a relationship with that guy. I got his attention though. He replied to me. That was pretty cool. See if I can build on that relationship. All right, so we're running out of steam. We touched target 1 with the wick on Q here. And same for SPY. Not quite to full extension of target 1, but we got that 50% retracement line right there. Check out the Busby. Let's see if we get a quick 3-bar out of this. So again, your target is enter just a penny or so above this bar's close. We got, less than 40 seconds here. If that bar closes at about 412.34 to 412.35, the ride back up is going to shoot probably to about a penny under the open of the red bar here. So we're looking for a very quick bullish retracement target to about 412.46. Only if this closes at support. It's got to close at the base of this first bar. Otherwise, this fails, rolls over, becomes a true evening star, runs back down. Dollar's kind of peeking out here. It's got one more setup for a possible push to 27.88 in the short term, but not really doing much. All right, evening star just followed through. We're back to support. We could throw an angular in here or a fan line if you want. Actually, the fan line is going to be different. So the fan line would actually go through here. The angular support line would go here. somehow. And then this becomes your regression line. And if this is going to expand and remain bullish, top of your channel's up here. So if this holds a megaphone pattern off this angular, look for a push back to regression, look for a second push up to angular resistance. If it fails, it can certainly break down here. This becomes a big bear flag, and then you get a bearish 1-for-1. I'm going to delete this box. We'll just make a new one. You get this guy to range on the pivot, and you just literally drag it below. That gives you a quick bearish target for a full 1-for-1 if this is your trend. But one thing to pay attention to is the megaphone patterns more important for the short term, because you typically will get a 1-for-1 off regression outside the channel. This is your channel break, so you're going to look for a smaller box, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a second here. For a quick day trade, you're literally trading this range here down below the angular support. So your short-term target will be about 411.82 if it breaks. Didn't break here. It teased it. We've got support. Looking for a run back to regression. Just based on a fan line. Kind of interesting. I'll wait around and see if it follows through. Got Q kind of hanging out here. Same kind of pattern. A little cleaner on Q actually. This one is a true megaphone, more or less. But basically the same pattern, same play, same analysis. Boom, to regression. Look for your finishing move up here to about 317.90 if it goes to angular resistance. And anytime you have these patterns, subdivide them. You got a megaphone, run the midline. It's important because if it doesn't follow through with a full 1-for-1 beyond the regression line, it usually will pause halfway between regression and resistance or regression and support. So if you're trading this price action on a short term, like your 5-second chart, you got to know where those are. See, here we traded from angular support to regression with SPY, and now we're printing in a little bit of a wick into that regression line, which is saying we're likely to come back down, but we can also print a bar spinner bar and push right up above it. And where does it go? About halfway there. And where's the other side go? About halfway there. The number 50%, 0.5. Very important to know because a lot of times you can bisect just about any range and find a 50% target. And that gives you short-term trades. So if you're scalping a 5-second chart, knowing where that 50% line is crucial. And if you think about this, here's your trend. Okay, this is this bar here. If this is going to continue, it needs to accumulate, hold here, set up a 1-for-1. What do you get? About 412.75-ish. All right. Where does that end up on our range here? Well, 412.70 is about half by the time price got there. And then 412.75 would be halfway between angular resistance and second regression or first subdivision. There's divisions in all of this. If you set up a standard fan line from a single point, you can find all those with one move. You can just literally draw one line. So when you know where the fans are, even though this was outside of range, there's still an angular here. Comes across this point and this point. extend it out. If you want to go with the parabolic fan line, you can, but there's no need for it. It's not going to likely return there. But look how nicely it plays with half ranges. Back to regression. What this enables you to do is it enables you to trade what most people wouldn't touch. This is chop. This gives you an opportunity to trade all these different ranges. And all you got to do is know where they are on a 1 minute chart and then trade them on a 5 second chart. There's your accumulation. Look for a break or rejection right here. Looks like we got rejection first, but hang on. There's still support here. This can still channel. Or range, as you would say. All ranges do break. Weeble's being funny with me. It's deleting all my 5 second lines. At least it's holding the 1 minute lines. Alright, SPY almost quick to regression. Let this candle close. Got 30 seconds. If you notice, there's one more line you can draw if you really want to get fun. Right down through here, there's an angular resistance. So if this is a pennant or a wedge, it'll either be a wedge reversal or a wedge measured move. So in that case, let me extend this over here. Short term, drag that in here, it's still valid. Only now it's actually a little bigger. For the most part, you can study all of this price action on even some of the oldest literature. The only thing you have to kind of remember is those books were written when it would take, days and weeks sometimes for this price action to fall through. So a lot of times they'll state a time frame to look for these patterns, and typically it's like, look for this on a daily chart or 2 hour chart or this or that. Well, with a lot more market participation comes a lot more volatility. The price action is still the same. All of these setups and patterns are still the same. They just occur on much shorter time frames than were previously outlined and illustrated in literature of the time. So like way back in the day, you were lucky to get, a couple point move on the ES futures, for instance. It was just very limited range. Now you've got much more massive range. So all that in effect, if your range was 2 points a day back in the day, and now you're getting like 10, 20, 50, 100 point days, it just takes your price action right down to a smaller and smaller time frame. For day traders, this is gold, because now you've got the ability to trade a 5 second chart where you could sit there and accumulate base hits over and over and over again and not have to swing for the fences and swing trade anything. You just scalp every little move. Here we are. Last chance. This is going to give us a likely bearish 1-for-1, but hold the line. Wait for this to be broken. There's still an angular down from our old opening wedge right here. It's old. Price respected it to the penny. with a wick. Let that candle close. It's got 18 seconds. That gives us a quick bearish 1-for-1, 411.90 is our target. Boom, we broke that angular. Watch that little box. All right, well, it's about 11:15. I'll watch a couple more bars and get out of here. I got some stuff to do today. Interestingly enough, bounced off that angular, didn't finish the box move. It says descending wedge. We could break back to that angular up here. I think regression's in order first, though.
Hey, ladies, sorry about that.
Quite all right.
Man, what action is this today?
It's chopped, but at least it's somewhat tradable. We got fan lines that are playing out like crazy right here.
Nice, nice. Get it, Jeremy.
It's your megaphone. You got your regression line in the middle. You got subdivisions of the megaphone itself. It's crap, but it's tradable. Little 2-pointers are all over it. I'm looking to do like one of those can't lose option strategies for a 0 day, and I'm gonna pretty much be done for the day. So I think we'll either rebound back to our pivot line, which is actually falling down here a little bit, or we will go and basically grind sideways for the rest of the day in this range. Tomorrow is the first
Jeremy.
bigger earnings day, so
already we have big earnings this week.
Yeah, we got some big banks. We've got Tesla this week. We've got a lot of stuff that's going to move later in the week. I think this is just the market waiting. That's why it's choppy. It's just algo trading.
Yep. All right, I'm going to get going, get some breakfast going. This market is too choppy. I do not want to take some no reason losses. I will catch you guys soon. It was good catching up this morning.
You too, man. And like I said, you're welcome here anytime, man. I really do truly enjoy your company, man. You're an awesome dude.
I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, I'll be popping in. I'll try to be active in the general chat with the stream chat. Try to be more active in that.
Sweet,
get my
man.
feedback and all.
Heck yeah, it's always appreciated.
All right.
More eyes on the market,
Later.
the better. See you, man. All right, back to Angular. There's your subdivision line. Boom. So cool how you could trade those, dude. And we might even go parabolic for a spell here. Something's pushing it. All right. Well, that was fun. I will see you guys tomorrow or possibly for Power Hour. I don't expect much to happen today for Power Hour. I might just go and get, I got a couple of projects I'm doing around the house that I might finish up. I got to do some welding today.
Well, that's fun. You are a jack of all trades.
I am, and I love metal fabrication, man. It's like my favoriteest hobby ever.
I'm still thinking about bringing my truck up there and making you work on it. We still have not figured that thing out. We had to replace or repair, I think the number 4 injector and the
Huh.
rings and the number 8 or something. And so now we're going to stick those back in and see if
Oh
it doesn't
yeah,
work.
those O-rings that fail all the time on those things. I forgot
Yeah.
about that. Sometimes you can clean the screen on those too, because what happens with
Yeah.
the pressure difference between one zone and the other zone for the O-rings, that screen will impede flow enough to blow one ring out. Kind of a
Yeah.
common thing on those.
That has been, for a truck that's been so reliable for so long, this has been so frustrating.
Yeah, it's a tough engine, but that's got it's got the what they call the HU or HUE injection or whatever, high pressure, whatever. I like the old mechanical fuel injection pumps much better. Those things are bomb proof. But when they went to that HUE injection on those things, that's the problem they had is the super high pressure would just blow those seals out of those injectors and they'd leak down and do weird stuff.
Mm. Weird
Um,
stuff indeed. So
I've
anyway, we had a great time at that Lake Anna, and then we went to the Trump Winery. That was awesome weekend.
nice, a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
and the weather was fantastic.
Yeah, this weekend was glorious weather.
Yeah, we took
what-
our bikes up there, went mountain biking. It was a lot of fun.
We got another evening star here, but that's not a Busby. It broke angular. Let this close. If
Yeah,
it closes a doji, cool. We can get a 3-bar. If not, stay away. That's risk, right there in a nutshell.
Yeah, I'm gonna be done for the day. I gotta unpack my car.
With that truck, have you done like all the injectors before, or just the ones that fail?
Nope, just the ones that failed.
It might be wise. I mean, it's a big ass bullet to bite, but
Eh,
just do them all because they're all about the same age and they're all about the same prone to fail.
yeah, thought about that. We'll see if this makes a difference,
Yeah,
and then yeah, we might go ahead and do it.
because the one
I
thing
don't
is,
like the feeling that it's not the reliable truck that it's been before, you know?
yeah, I mean that particular engine is built well, but the systems that are bolted
Yeah.
to it, like the fuel injection, are kind of the linchpin, I guess you could say. However, I have known that when people have gone and just up and changed all the injectors when they started having these kind of problems,
Yeah,
they're usually fine for another 100,000 miles.
yeah.
You know,
It's not a bad idea.
just kind of one of those things. The only other thing to worry about then is the damn transmission, and
Don't speak words like that. I got to get through this week. My mare is still, she's not having her baby yet. And I'm like, come on, man. I got to be up in DC Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If she holds out to the end of the week, it's going to kill me because I won't be able to be there for it.
yeah. Yeah, you want to be there for that delivery, man.
I tell you, I've only in 30 years of breeding, I've only missed one. So this will be the second one if I don't catch her. I mean, I've got a great gal that's taking care of her. She's rather her than me up all night long right now, but
Yeah.
I still like to be there.
Dude, Q might be an easier trade than Spy today.
Yeah, I've been doing NQ, scalping it short. Now I've on pushes up, and then I took a short on the RTY a little while ago. That's working out pretty good.
Hey, every time it pops off that regression line in this fan right here, boop, short it, boop, short it.
We have higher to go, but I think down is safer than up. I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to go long here.
No, this is looking like a bearish 1-for-1. We've had the pop right here. That's it. Everybody tried to chase that long as a Busby, got ruined. Now we're hanging on support. This is very likely to give us a bearish 1-for-1
And if
here.
we can break this, we've got, we can easily truck right on down. I guess 4150 is probably the next big fat round number that might slow us down.
Yeah. Comes test of that
But
angular
I'm
one more
losing
time.
interest in this market this morning.
Yeah, it's kind of
boring.
blah. It's blah. It's waiting for the shoe to drop.
Take a nap.
We got lots of interesting earnings this week, and that's what's gonna
Yeah,
be.
there's going to be plenty more to do this week. I think
Mm-hmm.
I've collected $1,500 this morning. I'm fine. Let's
Good enough. Pays the
don't
bills.
don't try to make your week in a day,
Nope.
especially on a Monday.
Well, for a lot of people, that's a week. It just depends
100%.
on.
And it could be a week for me. I mean, I could stop and be fine. So a lot of times that's the best thing to do when you have a good day. Just
Right. Keep it.
wait for the next really great opportunity and just not bother trading. I'd like to get some nice swing trades on, but there's nothing really setting up. We need a good washout to the downside. Get some good premium going. The VIX is too low.
Yeah, and I think
Not enough fear in the market, damn it. We need to
Right.
scare the living hell out of these people.
we're gonna come up with a penny under that third bar right here. So look for a quick play to like 1247, 1248. That'd be about it on this little guy. It's probably already done. But yeah, it's just like one of those times, and I say this all the time, like go eat your lunch before the market eats it for you. This is exactly that. Don't give it back. If you made money this morning on this very choppy price action, hold on to it.
Totally.
Right on. Well, I'm going to kick out of here, and I will see you guys probably tomorrow rather than Power Hour today. I might try and be back for Power Hour if I can pull myself away from my welding project. I'm building basically a bike rack that you can just pull the bikes into and then hoist it up to the ceiling in the garage. Yeah, it'll be pretty cool. I have many bikes in my garage. We have for a family of 6, we have 10 bikes in the garage. So
Yeah, you need to dangle those all above because they take up too much space.
yeah, but I'm making just a platform you park them all on, like a bike rack, like one of the old school ones. But the whole thing lifts up to the ceiling of the garage because I got like a 14-foot garage, so plenty of room up there to stick bikes and then park a car under it.
That's funny. Yeah. Take pictures.
Will do. Will
You
do.
gotta share. All right. Have fun.
I'm just getting that project started today. I got a lot of the metal rounded up, so I'm going to start doing the fabrication on the metal first. So,
Cool.
but I'll take pictures when it's all done.
Nice. All right. See you guys later.
See ya. Have great.
Take care, guys.
You too.
So, are you saying this isn't the best of markets then, Jeremy?
Yeah, right now this is choppy as all hell. It's good for little scalps,
Yeah.
but I would probably wait till tomorrow to really see any decent trading. Because, like I said, we got some earnings coming out this week that are going to make the market move. But other than that, today is kind of a dead day.
I made $20.
Yeah.
Might not be $1,500, but hey, and it might be paper, but okay.
Listen, I did $100 a day for 6 months before and just in micros. So
Yeah.
it's been 6 years before I can start making more than a couple $100 a day regularly. So it takes one step
If it
at a
was-
time, man. One step
If
at
it
a
was
time.
real money, I'd be pleased. But it's $20 of paper money. It's like, oh, right, okay, I'll just take
2
paper
years of paper money, 2 solid years of paper money. Are you kidding me? And there were days when I was like, oh my God, if this was real money, I could have, yeah.
So,
Well, I bought a paper car. I bought a paper house.
yep. Here's the thing, like you go and like I keep saying, make those base hits. Don't worry about swinging for the fences. Make those base hits, and eventually they add up. And then before you know it, you know your base hits go from $20 a day to $200 a day, and eventually those base hits become $2,000 a day.
When I'm complaining about only making $400 a day, I have to check myself.
Right. Exactly.
Because it wasn't that long ago that would not have even been conceivable for me.
Right. Exactly. So you focus on trading
I'll get there, guys.
just those little chops, those little base hits. You just focus on that, dude, and you don't even have to think about the money after a while. It doesn't matter. You're just trading the chart. And then you
I'll get there. I'll get there.
look at your P&L later and like, well, hell, I made $2,000 today. How the hell was that
Absolutely.
possible even a year ago?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because you're looking at, wait, I only got like 60 ticks. Oh my God, but it was ES, you know?
Right. Exactly.
Oh shit.
Exactly. And it's just, like I said, those little base hits, man, they add up. And before you know it, your account size is in the realm of those base hits are still tradable, but now your base hits are, taking a grand at a time,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was looking, it occurred to me after a while, I was making 2, 3, 400 ticks a day. And I'm like, well, what if those were ES? Why
Yep.
can't, but then you start trading ES and your fingers get sweaty again and you start putting, oh my God. So you kind of go backwards before you go forward. We're about to break this low.
Yep. It's threatening.
We've tried this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times now. If this goes, it's going to be glorious.
Most of these channels break in a 3, a 5, or a 7 wave. This is 5. Gosh, I'm going to drag this on. I've been trying to get out of here for like 10 minutes. It's all
I know, I just added to my short. I'm like, actually, I think this might actually be a good one. We do have some UV down at 41.44. We could get back down there pretty quick.
Uh-huh. Continue. One side or the other, that's all it needs. I'm going to see if I can set up a 0-day can't lose. That'd be funny. Don't recommend trading 0 days for anybody, but sometimes if you catch a pattern like this, you can walk on either side of price with calls and puts, and then literally sell a call or put against the long one that you have for more than you paid for the long one, and you lock in a net credit with a chance to win the width of the spread. That's exactly how that works. That's the kind of setup you want to see for it. Go bearish 1 for 1. Come on. That sticks Q down here. It's 315.70. Half that move is 316.35. We hit half the box on SPY. Same deal. 411.15 would be the base target there. All right, then on that note, I am out. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
See you later, alligator.
Have a great one, guys.